morning, it's Nancy today. Well, I'm down here by the pond. The pond is over there. There's our new teepee, which you can't see from the road. And I'm sitting here by the meadow, canary grass meadow. And I was thinking, I had a thought. You know, it's interesting, my hair is wet and the top of my shoulders are wet, but I've just walked down to the pond. Anyway, had a thought. Now, yesterday was my birthday and had a wonderful day. And then this morning it was not my birthday. And I woke up and it was another day, but it was not my birthday. And I didn't have that thought of, it's my birthday. Oh, how wonderful. And because I didn't have that thought, that was my happy thought. And yesterday I was blissfully happy all day. And I think it was because I was holding on to that happy thought. And I was just basking in my happy thought. And so I had a blissful day. And today, I didn't have a happy thought. I didn't have an overriding happy thought that made everything wonderful. So it was just a day. Isn't that interesting? So my happiness really depended on my happy thought. And clinging to that thought gave me such bliss. It wasn't clinging to it, it was just abundant in my mind. Oh, it's my birthday. I'm going to do whatever I love. And so I just hung out at home. I didn't have a birthday party, didn't have cake, I didn't get phone calls. Well, I did get one from my son and one from my daughter, so I shouldn't say I didn't get them. But the phone wasn't ringing off the wall. Nobody invited us over. We didn't have anybody over. And it was a blissful day. If I had depended on other people to make my day blissful, what would have been my happy thought? So-and-so called or so-and-so didn't call? If one person calls, does it make you blissfully happy? I don't think it makes you as happy as to have your happy thought. It's my birthday! Yay, it's my birthday! Anyway, I think I learned something yesterday from that. So, what's your happy thought? Now, usually, it used to be, before I got old and forgot, this is the day the Lord hath made, and let us rejoice and be glad in it. And I spent the day being grateful. I mean, sometimes I still do that. Sometimes I do that a lot. Yeah, I was just doing that. Anyway, spending the day being grateful of all the blessings and where I am and what I can see and feel and touch and hear and smell. And my health and everything around me. I hear the cuckoo way over there. He goes, hoo, hoo. It's very rhythmic. I watched the sunrise from bed this morning. 6:45, the sky turned red. I'm going to put I have Albany cloth. I'm going to, I have this fabric stuff that I'm going to roll out, and I'm going to put it all the way across to the upper pond so that we can walk to the upper pond without having the grass. And we'll put stones on it to keep it in place. It's a good time to do it because the snow will sit on. I mean, as soon as it's not hot out, I think of snow. Like it's a long way from snow. So your happy thought makes you happy. Isn't that interesting? In Harry Potter, he could only produce a Patronus if he had a happy thought. There's a lot of symbolism if you look at it in Harry Potter. The Dementors were these dark, negative things that sucked all the happiness out and brought all the dark memories. And a Patronus was this beautiful white thing that came rushing out of your wand and dispelled this dark creature. And you could only conjure it if you had a happy thought. You had to stay holding on to your happy thought. And how does that relate to us? There are dark thoughts always on the horizon. There are dark things that happen everywhere, all the time, every day. But it's our happy thoughts that allow us to dispel those thoughts. We have to cling to our happy thoughts. We have to fill our life with those happy thoughts. It's not enough to do good and to be a good person, but you have to have those happy thoughts. I guess that's why it says in the scriptures to whatsoever is good, think on these things. You know, it's totally positive thinking. If you think about good things. You know, I had a bad marriage, and I had a lot to be upset about. And at some point, I let it overcome me, and I had a nervous breakdown. And I was so depressed. But until then, the happy thoughts, you know, would buoy me. How wonderful my garden was working out. How beautiful and peaceful the land was. How grateful I was for my children and to have a home. And I had so many things to be grateful for in spite of the hard times. It's just important to think about those things. Look at that teepee. It's completely waterproof, but I can roll up the sides. I hammered 2x4s together, so I have two of them, and they're next to each other, so I can hang a hammock between them. One is in the tripod and the other isn't, because the tripod ends up being too far apart. Isn't that a lovely teepee? Look at that. Isn't that a lovely little teepee? They're so easy to make. And this is just all covered with those fabrics from the lumberyard. They cover the wood at the lumberyard with plastic when they deliver it from the producer to the retailer. And so those are thrown away by the retailer. Amazing. This is also a nice little spot for somebody to camp, you know? Oh, is it that bird? So, what was that, a raven? I doubted about my thought about a cuckoo. Now I planted this willow here many years ago. I just stuck willow in the ground and they grew. I thought they were weeping willow. Maybe if I put fabric down on the ground around the willow and cut the willow back, then it would grow up and I could use it. The shoots from it. Ooh, there go the raven. A raven driving away the crows. Have you ever noticed that the sky, the stars are always the same all your life? I mean, the details of which stars and which constellations change, perhaps. But the stars are always there. I remember that was my happy thought for a long time. I could look up at the sky and know that it was all the same. Interesting to watch the birds. Okay, this is getting a little long, so I better go. So hold to your happy thought. And you can do this at home. Results may differ. Bye.